So Matt, one of the big things people love about Rivage is the transformer emulation and the silk built into the RPIOs. Was that something you ended up liking from the get-go?
Instantly. Yeah, I really did. I actually have the transformer emulation on every channel, but not necessarily silk on every channel. So even the hi-hat, it's on. But, and I've used the red. I like the red. It tends to make things pop a little bit more. And, you know, and the blue gives it a bit more energy, but sometimes I find the blue might cloud things up, so I'll add red or vice versa. And I notice that with vocals more than anything. I'll change between the two in the middle of the show just to maybe warm it up or maybe just brighten it up, one of the two. And I think it's just a great quick way to make that adjustment.
Oh, interesting. Are you changing the amount of a silk throughout a show usually, or is that something that gets?
I have done, but not a lot. You know, for me where it sits, it's usually pretty good. That change, you hear, you go, yeah, it's all right.
Do you have any example you could show me of the way, you know, silk works together to bring a track together?
Yeah, I do. We can play a bit of Leave On. Kind of in the middle of the song, they kind of go in this long extended jam that's really, really great. So this is just bass and drums. And I've used the red silk on the drums and as well as the bass as well. I just like the way it kind of brings it forward in the mix. So yeah, let's give it a listen.
Cool.
That's good, right? So yeah, just a little snippet of that. I mean, it really does. It brings things forward and you know, you don't really use near as much EQ, I find. And most of my EQs are pretty flat anyway.
Right, which I think is a good point to bring up because the natural workflow for an engineer, I think a lot of times is they jump in and they set the preamp and then all of a sudden they start digging into the EQ.
Yeah.
And when you're mixing on Rivage, you need to make sure that you do your silk first because you're gonna end up using a whole lot less EQ if you've got the silk in there.
That's exactly what I did. Turned them on, listened to it, on, off, then went to red or blue, wound it up, wound it down, and then just A-beat it nonstop on every input. And until I found, you know, kind of where I liked it. But like I said, certain things, the vocals, I will change between red and blue, on Elton's vocal especially. Addressing the audience is a great example. Sometimes where I had it where it sat in the mix nice, I might go, oh, it's a little cloudy. And addressing the audience, I'll pop it to red, clears it right up, and then I'll pop it back to blue. Right or wrong, I don't know, but it seems to work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there is a right or wrong. That's one of the magic things about it, and it's
a taste
all
thing.
Yeah, all taste. And the way a voice is such a broad instrument. If somebody gets tired throughout the night, or their voice is a little more strained, the silk option may be different, you know, after the end of the show than it was at the beginning when
Sure.
they felt fresh, and just depending on the singer and also the range of a song or something.
That's
too.
a great point. The register, I find sometimes if he starts a little lower, that red silk will clean that up. And then once he kind of gets into going it, I might go back to the blue, you know. Just, yeah, it all depends. It's just, you know, I like the answer of there's no right or wrong, it's just as long as you make good sound.
Right, that's great.